and welcome to the eFresh.com Dairy News. My name is Kim and these are this week's headlines. Dairy industry looks to be improving. Russian dairy obstacles discussed. New support for dairy prices. China's dairy bounces back. Dromedairy soon on horizon. The South Australian Dairy Farmers Association says it is starting to see signs that the struggling industry may be turning around. Dairy farmers have been hit hard this financial year, with most being paid below the cost of production for their milk. The association CEO, Ken Lyons, said it is still too early to predict a turnaround in the struggling industry. He said in the last couple of weeks there have been some interesting little developments that are indicating that they could be on the turn. Fonterra, which is one of the big dairy companies, has had an electronic auction system for their powdered milk. It rose 25% in the last auction. But before we can really predict a turnaround with great confidence, we want to see a little bit more happening. Mr. Lyons says overseas markets will need to improve before the industry can recover. They would like to see both the export and domestic prices lifted. Lithuanian President Dalia Grybauskaitė had a telephone conversation with her Russian counterpart, Dmitry Medvedev, on Tuesday, according to her spokesman, Linas Balsas. Balsas said the conversation focused on the difficulties Lithuanian carriers and dairy companies recently encountered in Russia. Queues of Lithuanian trucks stretched for more than a dozen of kilometers on Latvia's border with Russia last week due to the move of Russian customs to tighten examination procedures. Russia's customs agency last week agreed to revoke the stricter customs procedures for Lithuanian carriers in exchange for restricting of Russia-bound operations for 29 Lithuanian transport companies. A list of reliable Lithuanian companies was sent to Russia last Friday, and trucks of the indicated companies should enjoy facilitated procedures. Congressman Cardoza announced that the U.S. Department of Agriculture is taking immediate action to support struggling dairy farmers in the Valley who have been hit hard by increased production costs. Specifically, the amounts paid for non-fat dry milk and cheddar blocks and barrels through the Dairy Product Price Support Program are being increased. The announcement comes on the heels of Cardoza's request that the USDA increases the price support payments and takes more action to help struggling dairies. In a letter to Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack on July 13th, Cardoza joined with several other members of Congress to request that the price paid through the program be increased. On July 29th, Congressman Cardoza also raised the issue in a letter to Peter Orszag, the director of the Office of Management and Budget. Last year was about as sour as it could get for China's dairy sector, but it remains confident of its long-term growth, thanks to expanding demand, according to China Dairy Group. Mr. Walter Cao, the firm's deputy chief financial officer, said that last year was a trying time for producers, with the prices of raw materials soaring and the melamine scandal to deal with. To deal with the fallout, everyone increased spending on marketing to restore market confidence. Marketing and distribution costs rose steeply. The dairy market, however, has seen a robust rebound since, he added. China Dairy Group's net profit for the second quarter grew with a stunning rise of 820% from a year earlier when the industry was in a serious slump. Camel milk might start appearing in stores in Minnesota soon. Whiter and sweeter than cow's milk, it is thought in some cultures to have health benefits not found in cow's milk. But who's going to drink camel milk in Minnesota? About 70,000 Somali Minnesotans, for starters. A traditional drink in much of Africa and the Middle East, camel milk is not available in the United States right now. But Millie Hinkle, a North Carolina homeopathic physician who is leading the camel milk cause in this country, is fielding hundreds of requests, including regular queries from a potential distributor in Minnesota. Hinkle, who has successfully lobbied to change federal rules allowing the sale of camel milk and organizing a camel farm co-op in several states, predicts that camel milk will be on Minnesota shelves within a year, and that camel dairies will follow depending on demand. Thank you for watching the eFresh.com Dairy News. See you next time.